If you're over 60, some of the vegetables you've been eating your whole life could actually be making it harder to maintain healthy blood sugar, digestion, and energy levels, while three others become more important than ever for protecting your health as you age. In this video, I'll show you the three vegetables you may want to limit, the three vegetables you should be eating every day, and a simple plate formula that makes it easy to put all of this into practice. And don't worry, this isn't about giving up all your favorite foods or following a complicated diet. In fact, one of the vegetables on today's list to limit surprises almost everyone, because it's often marketed as one of the healthiest foods you can eat. Let's get started. I'm Judith, and a few years after turning 60, I started noticing I felt sluggish after meals, my digestion wasn't what it used to be, and my energy seemed to disappear by mid-afternoon. I kept doing what I'd always done because I assumed healthy vegetables were healthy vegetables. But once I learned that some vegetables become more helpful than others as we age, I made a few simple changes to my plate. The difference surprised me. My energy improved, my digestion felt better, and I stopped feeling so weighed down after eating. That's why I created this video, to share simple, science-backed health tips and help you avoid the mistakes I made. Before we get into the vegetables themselves, it's important to understand why this conversation matters so much after 60. The truth is, as you age, your body doesn't process food the same way it did at 30 or even 50. Digestion tends to slow down, kidney function naturally declines with age. Blood sugar can become more difficult to regulate, and many older adults take medications that can interact with certain nutrients in ways they never expected. You might be wondering, does that mean healthy foods suddenly become unhealthy? Not at all. In fact, vegetables are still some of the most powerful foods you can eat. But after 60, it's about choosing the right vegetables, eating them in the right amounts, and paying attention to how they fit into your overall health picture. Let's start our countdown with vegetable number 3. Number 3, to limit high-sodium canned or pickled vegetables. Now, before anyone gets upset, we're not saying canned or pickled vegetables are bad. In fact, they can be convenient, affordable, and a great way to get more vegetables into your diet. What catches a lot of people off guard is what often comes along with them: sodium. Many canned vegetables and pickled products contain surprisingly large amounts of salt, and after 60, your body becomes more sensitive to excess sodium. Too much sodium can contribute to fluid retention, higher blood pressure, and extra strain on the heart and kidneys. If you've ever noticed your rings feeling tighter, your ankles looking swollen, or your blood pressure creeping upward, excess sodium could be part of the picture. Who should be especially careful? Anyone with high blood pressure, heart disease, kidney disease, or a history of fluid retention should pay particularly close attention. The good news is you don't have to avoid these foods completely. Look for low-sodium versions whenever possible. Rinsing canned vegetables before eating them can also help reduce some of the sodium content. And if you enjoy pickled vegetables, think of them more as a flavor booster than a daily staple. Now, the next vegetable category is one that many health-conscious people eat every single day because they've been told it's one of the healthiest foods on earth. But after 60, there's an important detail most people never hear about. Number 2, to limit high oxalate greens in excess. Vegetable number 2 might surprise you. It's raw spinach and other high oxalate greens when they're eaten in large amounts. Now, let me be very clear here, spinach is not a bad food. In fact, it's packed with nutrients, including vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and fiber. For many people, it can absolutely be part of a healthy diet. The issue is that after 60, some people need to be more mindful about quantity. Spinach is naturally high in compounds called oxalates. These compounds can bind to certain minerals in the body and, in some people, contribute to kidney stone formation. And because kidney function naturally changes with age, this becomes more important than it was decades ago. If you've ever had a kidney stone, you know it's not an experience you'd like to repeat. You might be wondering, should I stop eating spinach completely? Not at all. For most people, the answer isn't elimination, it's moderation. The concern is usually with very large amounts eaten day after day. Think giant spinach smoothies every morning, spinach salads every night, spinach packed into every meal. Who should be especially careful? People with a history of kidney stones, kidney disease, or those who have been advised by their doctor to monitor oxalate intake. Another simple trick is to vary your greens. Instead of eating spinach every day, rotate it with other options like romaine, mixed greens, arugula, cabbage, or broccoli. Plus, mixing things up gives you a wider range of nutrients and helps you avoid relying too heavily on any one food. And here's something interesting. The vegetable at number 1 isn't a leafy green at all. In fact, it's one of the most popular side dishes in America, and many people don't realize it can affect blood sugar much more than they think. Number 1 to limit: starchy vegetables that can spike blood sugar. At number 1, we have certain starchy vegetables, especially when they're eaten in large portions and without protein or healthy fats. The biggest example? Corn. Now, before the corn lovers come after me, let's put this into perspective. Corn can absolutely fit into a healthy diet. The problem is that nutritionally, corn behaves more like a starch than a non-starchy vegetable. That means it can raise blood sugar more quickly than vegetables like broccoli, cabbage, or leafy greens. After 60, many adults are dealing with insulin resistance, prediabetes, type 2 diabetes, or blood sugar fluctuations, even if they haven't been formally diagnosed. And that's why portion size starts to matter. A large bowl of corn, corn chips, corn flakes, or multiple corn-based foods in the same meal can create a bigger blood sugar rise than many people realize. Does that mean corn is off limits? Absolutely not. But it's often better enjoyed as part of a balanced meal rather than the main event. For example, pairing corn with grilled chicken, fish, beans, eggs, or another protein source can help slow digestion and create a steadier blood sugar response. Who should be especially careful? Anyone with diabetes, prediabetes, metabolic syndrome, or concerns about blood sugar control. And that's really the point here. This isn't about being afraid of food. It's about understanding how different foods affect your body so you can make the choices that work best for you. Because once you understand how certain foods affect your body, you can make choices that support your energy, your circulation, and your long-term health. And here's the good news: the next 3 vegetables do exactly that. They're packed with nutrients that support healthy aging, and one of them may help support circulation and healthy blood pressure naturally. Let's start with number 3. Number 3 to eat daily: cruciferous vegetables. Coming in at number 3 are cruciferous vegetables. That includes broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, and similar vegetables. Now, if you watched the previous section carefully, you might be thinking, wait a minute, didn't you just tell me to be careful with broccoli? Great question. The key isn't avoiding broccoli, it's understanding context. For most people, broccoli is one of the healthiest vegetables they can eat. The reason some individuals need to be more mindful is because of specific medication interactions, particularly certain blood thinners. In general, broccoli and other cruciferous vegetables are nutritional powerhouses. They're loaded with fiber, which becomes increasingly important as digestion slows with age. They're rich in antioxidants that help protect cells from damage, and they contain compounds that support the body's natural detoxification processes. Now, when I say detoxification, I'm not talking about expensive cleanses or juice fasts. I'm talking about your body's built-in systems, primarily the liver and digestive system, that work around the clock to process and eliminate waste. And after 60, supporting those systems becomes even more important. Have you ever noticed that certain meals seem to sit in your stomach longer than they used to? You're not imagining it. Digestive changes are a normal part of aging, which is one reason fiber-rich vegetables can be so valuable. The easiest way to enjoy cruciferous vegetables: don't overcomplicate it. Steam broccoli and drizzle it with olive oil. Add cabbage to soups. Roast cauliflower until it's tender and slightly golden. For many older adults, cooked vegetables are easier to digest than large raw salads. And that's a theme you'll notice throughout this list. Now, the next vegetable has been getting a lot of attention in recent years because of what it may do for circulation. And if you've ever worried about blood pressure, you're going to want to hear this one. Number 2, to eat daily. Beets. If you're not eating beets regularly, this might be the information that changes your mind. Beets are naturally rich in compounds called nitrates. Your body converts these nitrates into nitric oxide, which helps relax and widen blood vessels. Why does that matter? Because healthy blood flow becomes increasingly important as we age. Good circulation helps deliver oxygen and nutrients throughout the body, including to the muscles, heart, and brain. That's one reason beets have become popular among both athletes and older adults. Some research suggests they may help support healthy blood pressure and overall vascular health. Now, does that mean beets are a miracle food? Of course not. No single food can be, but they can be a valuable part of an overall healthy eating pattern. You might be wondering, what if I don't like the taste? You're definitely not alone. A lot of people describe beets as tasting a little earthy. If that's you, try roasting them. Roasting tends to bring out their natural sweetness and makes them much more enjoyable. And speaking of colourful vegetables, the number one spot on our list isn't actually a single vegetable at all. It's a simple strategy that can support your eyes, your bones, your immune system, and even help fight inflammation. Let's take a look. Number 1, to eat daily, a leafy and colourful mix. And finally, the number one vegetable strategy after 60 isn't one specific vegetable. It's building your meals around a variety of leafy greens and colourful vegetables. Why? Because no single vegetable gives your body everything it needs. Different coloured vegetables tend to provide different nutrients. Dark leafy greens provide nutrients that support bone health and healthy aging. Orange vegetables like carrots and sweet potatoes contain compounds that support eye health. Red vegetables contain powerful antioxidants. Purple vegetables contain plant compounds that may help protect cells from damage. And green vegetables provide fiber, vitamins, and minerals that support everything from digestion to immunity. Think of it this way: the more colour you have on your plate, the wider range of nutrients you're giving your body. And after 60, that's exactly what you want. Because healthy aging isn't about finding one magic food. It's about consistently giving your body the raw materials it needs to function at its best. One mistake I see people make is eating the same vegetables every single day. A spinach salad every day, the same side dish every day. Instead, try rotating your vegetables throughout the week. Maybe broccoli on Monday, roasted carrots on Tuesday, cabbage soup on Wednesday, a mixed salad on Thursday. The goal is variety, not perfection. And here's another tip: don't be afraid to cook your vegetables. Many older adults actually digest cooked vegetables more comfortably than large amounts of raw vegetables. Soups, stews, roasted vegetables, and lightly steamed vegetables can all be excellent choices. Now that you know the vegetables to limit and the vegetables to prioritize, let's put it all together into one simple daily plate. The Daily Plate Template. Because knowing what to eat is helpful, but knowing how to build a meal is even better. Here's a simple template that works well for many adults over 60. Half of your plate should be vegetables. This is where those colourful vegetables, leafy greens, broccoli, cabbage, beets, carrots, and other non-starchy vegetables come in. 1/4 of your plate should be protein. That could be fish, chicken, eggs, Greek yogurt, beans, lentils, or another quality protein source. Protein becomes especially important as we age because it helps support muscle mass, strength, mobility, and recovery. And the final quarter should be a healthy source of carbohydrates or whole grains. Things like brown rice, quinoa, oats, sweet potatoes, or other minimally processed options. Simple, balanced, and easy to remember. Here's an example. Imagine a dinner plate with roasted broccoli and carrots covering half the plate, a piece of grilled salmon taking up 1/4, and a serving of quinoa taking up the final quarter. That's a meal that provides fiber, protein, vitamins, minerals, and steady energy without being complicated. And honestly, that's the real goal, not chasing the latest food trend, not obsessing over every bite, just consistently building balanced meals that support your health. So let's quickly recap. If you're over 60, be mindful of high sodium canned and pickled vegetables, excessive amounts of high oxalate greens like spinach, and large portions of starchy vegetables such as corn if blood sugar is a concern. At the same time, make room for more cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and cabbage, nutrient rich beets, and a wide variety of colourful vegetables throughout the week. And remember, it's not about avoiding foods you love, it's about understanding how your body's needs change with age and making small adjustments that can have a big impact over time. A few simple changes to your plate today could help support your energy, circulation, digestion, and overall health for years to come. If you found this video helpful, be sure to subscribe to the Wellness Blueprint for more simple, practical health tips designed specifically for adults over 60. And before you go, there's something important you should know. Vegetables are only half the story. There are actually 3 common vitamins that many adults over 60 take every day that can sometimes do more harm than good when taken incorrectly. We'll break down exactly what they are, who should be careful, and how to take them safely in an upcoming video. You won't want to miss that one.